What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, undefeated, 3-division world champion, superstar boxer, Gervonta Tank Davis, who simultaneously holds the WBA at 130, 135, and 140. He just coming off of a big win as he jumped up from 130 to 140 to challenge then undefeated Mexican star boxer who was the WBA regular champion at junior welterweight in Mario Barrios. Gervonta Tank Davis, 25 wins, no losses, no draws, 24 wins by way of knockout, 26 years of age, stands at 5'5" with a 67-inch arm reach. With that said, ESPN doesn't recognize or acknowledge Gervonta Tank Davis' accomplishments. They put out their latest pound-for-pound list, and two guys in particular that top the pound-for-pound list have 5 losses combined, okay? And that being one who is Juan Francisco Estrada. Juan Francisco Estrada, 42 wins, 3 losses, no draws, 28 wins by way of knockout, 31 years of age, stands at 5'4" with a 66-inch arm reach. With that said, Juan Estrada has 3 losses on his resume, and it should be 4, because his last fight with Roman Gonzalez, Chocolatito Gonzalez, he lost that fight. Now he got a split decision victory, but he truly lost that fight. The entire boxing world thought that Roman Chocolatito Estrada should have gotten a nod. This was the second fight, or the first fight, of which Chocolatito, he beat Juan Estrada back in 2012, okay? And arguably he beat him in his last fight that took place March of this year. But it was a split decision victory in favor of Estrada, and most people felt like that was ruled in that decision to have a trilogy match, which they will have already scheduled for October 16th of this year. But most people, like I stated, felt that Chocolatito won the fight. Nonetheless, he should have 4 losses on his resume, okay? But he doesn't, okay? So he is a two-division world champion. This is Juan Estrada, 2-division world champion with 3 losses on his resume, and arguably lost his last fight. Tops ESPN's pound-for-pound list, and ESPN chooses not to recognize Gervonta Tank Davis as a pound-for-pound fighter in the top 10. Okay, he's a headliner on pay-per-view, that being Gervonta Tank Davis. He has 24 knockouts in his career, 25 fights. If this was Estrada or Chocolatito, they would be recognizing Gervonta Tank Davis as such. Also on the list is a guy in Vasil High-Tech Lomachenko. Now, Lomachenko is a great fighter. Don't get me wrong. 2-time Olympic gold medalist, 3-division world champion. He's a former unified lightweight world champion, no doubt. Superstar boxer. Okay, 15 wins, 2 losses, no draws. 11 wins by way of knockout. 33 years of age. Stands at 5'7", really 5'6" with a 65-inch arm reach. Okay, he's coming off a win against Nakatani, a guy who was tailor-made for Lomachenko and his style. But prior to that, he's coming off a loss to Teofimo Lopez, who's now the unified undefeated lightweight world champion superstar boxer. So Lomachenko has a total of 17 fights and 11 knockouts in his entire career. Now, he does have some names on his resume. Jose Pedraza, Gervonta Tank Davis beat him. Linares, Guillermo Rigondeaux, and Gary Russell Jr., Nicholas Walters, Roman Martinez. He does have some good names, but none of these names you would favor over Gervonta Tank Davis. 2 losses and only 17 fights. I understand him being on the pound-for-pound list, but you can't find a space for Gervonta Tank Davis on this pound-for-pound list when Lomachenko has 2 losses and only 17 fights. Juan Estrada has 3 losses, arguably should have 4. In his last fight, he arguably lost that fight. Yeah, it was action-packed. It was a thrilling fight. But was it a victory for Juan Estrada? Absolutely not. Okay? It was a victory on paper, but we all know Chocolatito should have gotten a nod. But if Chocolatito would have gotten a nod, then there would be no call for a trilogy match. Right? Because it would just be viewed as Chocolatito is just a better fighter. Okay? He clearly won down the stretch. In my opinion, I thought he won 8 rounds to 4. but it was a split decision victory in favor of Estrada, essentially to stage this trilogy match. So you can't find a place for Gervonta Tank Davis on this pound for pound list. Okay, you have Inouye on this list ahead of Errol Spence Jr. Has Inouye fought the level of competition Errol Spence Jr. has fought? Absolutely not. Has Inouye headlined his pay-per-view cards? Absolutely not. Is Inouye the biggest star than Errol Spence? Absolutely not. So how could he come in the list and top Errol Spence at number 3 and Errol Spence is at number 4? But they tell you that there is no agenda in the sport of boxing. Well, it clearly is. Because if you put Gervonta Tank Davis in the ring with Estrada, Gervonta Tank Davis would be the clear favorite. If you put Gervonta Tank Davis in the ring with any of Estrada's opponents, he would be the clear favorite. And you can make the same case for Gervonta Tank Davis against any of Lomachenko's opponents. Now, there would be some cases where you look at Gary Russell, maybe a 50-50 fight, but I'm sure Gervonta Tank Davis will be the favorite. He'll be the favorite over Regan Dial. He'll be the favorite over Pedraza. He beat Pedraza. He'll be a favorite over Nicholas Walters. And he'll be a favorite today's time over Teofimo Lopez, who just beat Lomachenko. And he would definitely be the favorite over Orlando Salido, who beat Lomachenko. A journeyman, essentially. Okay? So, for ESPN to not acknowledge Gervonta Tank Davis and to make it a case to say that Gervonta Tank Davis just has not done enough and can't be recognized as a pound-for-pound fighter, although his last fight was exciting, is a backhand compliment in itself. Because you know that he deserves to be on your pound-for-pound list. ESPN, worldwide leader in sports, biggest sporting platform in the world. Well, when it comes to the sport of boxing, it seems like ESPN needs to go to school a little bit more. And they need to, whoever representing ESPN for boxing needs a deeper education. Or there need not to be any quote-unquote biases. Because there's none of that in the sport of boxing. So Gervonta Tank Davis, arguably the most exciting fighter in sport of boxing. Okay? All knockouts in his career except for one. Gervonta Tank Davis, a 3-division world champion. 5-time world champion. Okay? He's not recognized on the list. But Juan Estrada, who arguably lost his last fight, is on this list. This is when you know ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. They clearly push certain fighters. Okay? It's certain fighters that they want to shine. Okay? They have Terrence Crawford on the list. Canelo Alvarez tops the list. Right? And Inouye tops the list. If you watch the special with Inouye, they tell you he's an anomaly within the sport of boxing. Well, I've witnessed a fighter similar caliber, if not better than Inouye, in Nonito Donaire. We've seen this movie before, but they tell you haven't seen a movie like Inouye before. Okay, he's an anomaly. Well, what about Nonito Donaire, who gave him a tough fight at 37 years of age? Who's a multi-division world champion in his own right, 4-division world champion, who's a superstar boxer, Filipino icon, second greatest fighter coming out the Philippines next to Manny Pacquiao. So we never seen this, who was a knockout artist in his own right? Okay? They told us the same thing when it came to Vasyl Lomachenko, that he was an anomaly. Okay? You never witnessed anything like this before. Told us he was the greater fighter than Floyd Mayweather. He was a greater fighter than Muhammad Ali. Greatest thing we ever seen in the sport of boxing. Anomaly. His footwork, his angles, the matrix. We've never witnessed this before. So we never witnessed Floyd Mayweather, Pernell Whitaker, Roy Jones, Sugar Ray Leonard, Muhammad Ali. We never witnessed these guys in the sport of boxing do what Vasyl Lomachenko is attempting to do, because Vasyl Lomachenko, yeah, he's a great fighter, matrix, but he has 2 losses, one to a journeyman and one to a kid that only had 15 wins at the time when they fought, in Teofimo Lopez. And Teofimo Lopez, to me, in my opinion, clearly won the first 7 rounds of the fight. Clearly. So with that said, you know, we've seen the movie before, but it lets you know how the sport of boxing is viewed in the States, especially on the biggest sporting platform in the world when it comes to ESPN, because they simply are ignoring the facts. They simply are ignoring what's truly taking place in the sport of boxing, and it's simply just misleading, to say the very least. To have ESTRADA, I understand that you got Lomachenko on the list, but to have ESTRADA on the list and don't have Gervonta Davis on the list, or to have ESTRADA on the list and don't have Chocolatito on the list, who arguably just beat ESTRADA, that's an anomaly in itself. But that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button, drop a comment in the comment section, let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.
Hi, my name is Heather Vahid Hardy, and you're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.